Okay, so subscribe to my channel. It might just affect your future. I'm just saying, by this movie's logic, it just might. Hello and welcome to my review of Cloud Atlas, starring Tom Hanks, Halle Berry, and a slew of other actors I'm not going to get into. Okay, so I was looking forward to Cloud Atlas. I did not watch one trailer for this movie. I wanted to go in completely blind. And what did I think of this film? Was it the great movie I wanted it to be? No. But was it a bad movie? No, it was actually a good movie, and I'd recommend it. Let me get into the acting. So the acting in this film is superb. Everyone does a superb job. They fit their characters very well. Tom Hanks and Halle Berry do a great job. And there are other people I could get into too. Hugo Weaving does a good job. I'll get to him later as well. I have something to mention about him. Everyone just does a phenomenal job in this film. The Wachowskis know how to put a cast together. Let me move on to the directing by the Wachowskis. So I'm a big fan of Matrix. I really like the first film. Haven't seen the sequels. I hear they're horrible, so I never watched them. But I am a big fan of theirs. So what I think of their directing in this film, I felt like they could have had a bit more style to it, but I understand they weren't trying to go for the Matrix feel. They were trying to do something different from the Matrix, and I respect that. And the tone they set for all these stories is very good. The tones fit the stories, and the direction is good. They do a good job. I like what they were trying to do. I appreciate it. Good job, Wachowskis. Let me move on to the story. This story can get confusing at times. I just want to put that out there. But yeah, the story is good. Most of the stories I loved. But there's one story I really enjoyed, but I felt it didn't need to be in there. It's the one with the old man who is a publicist. If you've seen the movie, you understand that there is a bit to do with that affects the other stories. But really, it didn't need to be in there, as much as I enjoyed that story. And also, some of the other stories I enjoyed were, my favorite was The Composer. I really enjoyed that one. I felt I could get into the characters the most for that one. It felt the most three-dimensional. The acting was the best. Another one I really liked was, it took place after the Fallout, and it's about Halle Berry and Tom Hanks. You know, and if you know what I mean, if you've seen the movie again, it's a very good story. I really liked that one too. It was kind of intense at times. I liked the tone of that one specifically. All the stories were really good in this film, but my least favorite was the one that took place in the 70s. I just felt like that one, I just couldn't get into that one, honestly. But it did explain what Cloud Atlas is, and if you've seen the trailers, I hear it gives it away. I don't know. That's what people have told me who've watched the trailers. But yeah, I liked all the stories. All of the characters were likable, and Hugo Weaving, I said I was going to mention him again. The makeup on his face for the future one, not the after the Fallout one, but the future story was so bad. I mean, you could tell. Is that even Hugo Weaving? I don't know. They just butchered his face. If it was, you could tell. It looked like him. But yeah, it just didn't work out well with the Chinese makeup on Hugo Weaving. But most of the makeup worked out pretty well. I really liked the makeup designs. And yeah, the special effects were really good. And I also want to go back to the story. I just had to mention the special effects real quick. And I gotta go to the pacing. There's a lot I have to talk about in this review. But let me move back to the story. How this is told is through Tom Hanks telling the story. I'm not going to spoil it for you about why he's telling it, but yeah, he's telling it. And there are different stories, so if you like one story, unlike an anthology film like VHS, you cannot just skip to that story. The stories keep cutting back and forth, and I really wish, like, there was some times where I wanted it to focus on one story, but I didn't have a problem with it. My biggest problem is the pacing. The pacing in this film was, it's not that I don't appreciate long films. Lord of the Rings, love those movies, 3 hours long. But the thing about this film is I liked the first hour. The second hour felt like it really went far, way too long. It felt like 4 hours instead of like 3, where it kind of stands. But you know what? I could get over that. But it's actually funny. I went with my mom to see this movie, and she hated it. She was so bored. She walked out of the theater a couple of times. It was funny. But yeah, if you are up for, don't go in expecting The Matrix, because that is not what you'll get. You will get a very, very cool story with some cool acting, some cool special effects for the most part, and some cool directing. I didn't love this film. It won't win any awards, but I'm going to give it a B. It was a solid film. I enjoyed it. The Wachowskis did good. Go check it out if you like their work, but don't go in expecting The Matrix, because if you do, you will not get what you want. Please tell me what you thought of Cloud Atlas in the comments below, and please like, favorite, and subscribe for more reviews.